The Legend of Zelda series has long entranced gamers since its NES beginnings. The level of detail Nintendo adds to the world, in addition to masterful gameplay and puzzle design, keeps players coming back time and time again. Without further ado, here are the best Legend of Zelda games to ever grace our screens. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess might still be the most atmospheric game in the series to date, and is one of the best Legend of Zelda games Nintendo has ever created. The art style takes on more of a darker feel as the world shifts between the Twilight Realm and the typical daytime, making the game feel unique and truly adding character to Hyrule as you explore. Not to mention the epic music by Koji Kondo also helps bring that darker mood to life. And we can't forget about Midna either, who has a slightly creepy laugh and a strange sense of humor to keep that atmosphere really seeping into Twilight Princess. The combat was also given an upgrade with more intense swordplay and techniques. You also have access to a few neat items, such as the Gale Boomerang, which help make the puzzle so exciting to figure out, and the addition of a wolf form, making the game further stand out among the series. Twilight Princess may have some dark imagery, but while playing Majora's Mask, the constant threat of a moon crashing down was absolutely terrifying, especially if you were a kid when you first played it on the Nintendo 64. Majora's Mask is a wild detour from the series, and yet it's also one of the best as it revolves around time. You only have a certain amount of time to fulfill tasks before having to reset, learning more about the town you're trying to help. While it wasn't as wide open as its predecessor, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask managed to pull a lot of players into the world and storyline with its unique gameplay premise and ominous tone. But the one Hero of Time adventure that will be the most timeless is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker for the Nintendo GameCube. At first, it was controversial by some in the community as it was a complete change from the usual graphical design. However, as time has gone on, more have accepted, and even love, the cel-shaded art style Nintendo ultimately went with. Moving around the world in your ship to all sorts of islands is a thrill as the waves crash upon your boat. You'll also be met with entertaining battle scenarios, thrilling boss battles, and a lot of treasure to find around the relatively big world. It's worth noting, however, the Wii U port is now the best version as it increased the boat's speed and fixed some flaws from the GameCube version. The art style also lends itself perfectly to an HD display with its bright and pleasing visuals with more powerful software. For the love of God, Nintendo, please release The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch so more people can experience this version rather than it being stuck on the Wii U. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. And while it has aged slightly, it still strikes us as one of Link's best adventures yet. This Nintendo 64 gem has inspired countless games over the years from its open world design, engaging storytelling, and above all, phenomenal puzzle design, except for the Water Temple. The music by Koji Kondo is legendary with charming themes for Kokiri Forest, and even haunting songs like the one for Temple of Time, which helps keep you hooked in this adventure. It was also exciting to play across two timelines between Child Link and Adult Link to solve unique puzzles and tell intrepid narratives surrounding the characters and the world they reside in. We are still haunted by the zombie-like creatures that walk around Hyrule Castle to this day.
Open your eyes.
Finally, the greatest Legend of Zelda game to date would have to be the open world title for the Nintendo Switch, Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild reinvigorated the series as it made the environment itself a puzzle through its game mechanics. You'll need to figure out how to get across water, keep Link warm in freezing weather, set grass on fire, cook ingredients, climb up mountains to get to higher up areas, and so much, much more. While temples have been lost in the process, we were able to explore shrines that provide some challenging puzzles along the way. It was fun to roll balls around an obstacle course to get to the end of a shrine. And as you go through the story of Breath of the Wild, you'll find 4 champions that each have a fun personality. Prince Sidon especially is a character that many love during their playthrough of Breath of the Wild. However, if you're a risk taker, you can skip the entirety of the story and go straight to Ganon for the final boss fight. It will be tough, however, without the Master Sword and each of the champions backing you up. If you have not played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, what are you doing? Pick up a copy and experience the majesty of the best Legend of Zelda game in the series. That is it for our list of the best Legend of Zelda games. Are there any that we've missed? Let us know. We know Link's Awakening and A Link Between Worlds will be brought up, but there are only so many we could include. The series is that good.